Just freaking hangry now. I want that cheeseburger.
All right, so I might not put on the last 2-3 podcasts that we recorded just because I was having a hard time editing them.
That's fair.
Yeah.
They can be long-winded.
Yeah, so today we had a request from a listener actually. 'Cause we don't have viewers yet, from a listener. And it was to talk a little bit about the politics, the Canadian politics that have been going on in Canada for the last few years. And for anyone who doesn't know who we are, we live up north.
Yep.
And we hail from a place called Fort St. John, but we both moved to Grand Prairie recently, which actually...
It's like the same place, but bigger.
Yeah, 3 times bigger.
And flatter.
And because it's the prairies.
Yeah, it's windy here.
It's windy.
Windy-er here.
And there's been a huge move from BC to Alberta in the last few years, statistically. We've seen a huge jump from... Alberta has had a lot more people.
Yeah, I actually, it's twice now that Brandon and I have had little flyers dropped off at our door being like, hey, we like your house. Can we look at it? And we're like, no, we've only been here for a year and we kind of like it.
You've had flyers?
Yeah. Apparently that's a very sought after area.
Really?
Yep.
I hate that road.
I know. Well, that's the only downside to it is that you're on that main drag, but everything else behind us, they're just like, parks, on kid parks, on adventure.
Yeah.
It's nice having it in your backyard.
It is a beautiful part of town in Grand Prairie. I really enjoy where you guys live. The only downside is that dead end road.
Stupid street.
I wish your street was just slightly wider.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
And just maybe some trees in between us and the carnage of the street. That would be nice. But beggars can't be choosers, and I'm happy with what I got for the price that we got it for.
Yeah, which was also incredible, which is a huge reason why people have been moving to Alberta is the cost of living.
Yeah.
Which is a hot topic with politics right now.
It is hot indeed.
What is it, the 4th today? The 3rd of April? 3rd or 4th?
Yeah, it's somewhere up in there.
And we are currently having a national protest on the carbon tax that just got bumped up 23%.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I don't watch it anymore because it's kind of just what else can you do than bitch about it? It's nice that people are on the streets being like, fuck this shit.
That's fair.
But, yeah, no, I don't see anything getting better until that turd gets out.
The clown?
The clown.
Yeah. Or, sorry,
The
not the
blackface.
clown. The drama teacher. Wouldn't it suck to be a drama teacher right now?
I feel like it would. I've never met a happy drama teacher, so I don't know about that.
I've met a few really enthusiastic drama teachers.
Enthusiastic for sure. Happy is a different subject.
I suppose.
You can be crazily enthusiastic about something and be slightly a bit miserable. Not a bit. You could tell.
That's fair.
The happiness was fake. It was a facade.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about politics. I feel very undereducated when it comes to how our system works. And I know that it's my job. I know it's my job. I'm supposed to be the one to look into it, figure out all the things on my own. But it's such a complicated topic. I think there's even quite a few post-secondary.
I feel like they make it complicated on purpose.
Yeah.
So that it's hard to follow, so you don't quite know how you're getting fucked, but you know you're getting fucked.
It's all in the wording.
Yeah, read between the lines, idiot.
Yeah, you should fucking know better by now. That's on you. That's ignorance.
Yeah.
But no,
But then again, there's also just the contradicting articles between everything else that you can read too, because you can read all about carbon tax and about how apparently it's great for us.
Yeah.
Don't know how.
I can't pick that one up either.
No, me neither. I remember there was years ago, when it first came out, they were just like, I'm in support of carbon tax. And just why? They're like, oh, well, it's just to get the big people with all the big bucks, the big polluters, and then whoever you get reimbursed at the end of the year. And I was like, show me how to do that. Show me how.
How you get reimbursed?
And apparently, even if you do go through with all of it, it doesn't even cover half of what you paid in carbon tax, because then there's all those underlying costs between everything else that you get, like your fucking food.
Tax on tax on tax.
Tax on tax.
The one that I was just listening to, it was on the news actually, was this guy. I was listening to the BC news because I'm still invested in BC, although I am now in Alberta. And obviously BC, what would we call the people living in BC? Like British Columbians?
Yeah.
They're obviously pissed off. They've been paying carbon tax for a very long time. It's the highest tax province in Canada, I believe. Maybe somebody
I feel
else's,
like
but I
it's
think BC
pretty
is.
up there, yeah.
And so, like, for their carbon tax to be going up, apparently, if you have a 2-income household, and if each person is making roughly 50,000,
Which isn't a lot.
which isn't a lot, you get 0 rebate.
What?
So, like, you do not get any type of carbon tax. Like, you know
They're
how
like, you're too rich, and you're just like, I can't even afford good groceries.
you're like 50,000. I have 2 kids. What do you mean?
I feel like you put too much fucking rules on shit and you make it harder for people to get ahead in life. Like, the more you are left the fuck alone, the better.
Yeah.
I do believe.
Well, and I don't understand why we're taxing the people who can't eat food right now, who can't afford to eat food.
Or fuel
When
up their tank.
you could be taxing larger corporations and getting more money from them, and it affects them less than the
Or you
average
could
day
just
citizen.
not have a carbon tax because it
That's
makes
true.
no sense to begin with, and there's already other fucking taxations in place where you can fucking do something about that too.
That's true.
And then just maybe not even taxing the Lord living shit out of them because I don't really trust what they do with the money anyway. But have incentives for them to actually do more donations, have more of a freaking what is that called? More write-offs, if you will. Like, you know, when you donate to
Yeah.
a charity,
Yeah.
it comes off your income or whatever.
Yeah. That way, and that's a great point.
Yeah.
Because people who could afford it and are super passionate
Yeah.
about carbon emissions going down and being able to invest in the future would be able to do so and then get a little bit of an incentive back, especially for business owners.
Well, then it would be good for any of those communities that already have.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, well, and that's kind of that's what I'm just like, why does it seem like I have better ideas than politicians?
Yeah.
like, well, that's your job.
I know that we don't have a full scope of what's going
No,
on.
absolutely not. But I feel like even just a simple idea like the one I just laid out for you makes a lot more fucking sense than taxing the Lord living shit out of your common Joe.
I agree.
Yeah,
Completely.
yeah.
And it does seem redundant, I suppose, because we're taxed so high in Canada. So high that people don't want to come to Canada.
And that some people think about leaving Canada.
Lots of people.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, even just myself, we've talked about leaving Canada because we're like, well, what's the point?
Yeah.
If we have like nothing to gain here,
Well,
and
then
we
at the
can't
rate that
move
this is
forward.
going, what's it going to be like when you're old and trying to pay for shit
And your
living off your
kids.
retirement?
Because it's not just you, it's your kids. Like, what are you setting up for your kids?
Well, you can't set too much fucking up if you're not, in some sort of a high trade paying job or a super good business person.
Well, and you know, most of my friends who have kids right now who only make, and let's just say the average is 50,000 per adult human, and they can't even save for retirement, let alone save for their kids to go to school, let alone save for holidays.
Like when I made $70,000 or $80,000 a year, that wasn't as fucking much as you would think it would be throughout an entire year after you pay for rent, your truck payment, your insurance for that truck, and then you put a little away, and then you've paid for rent if I haven't mentioned that already. Then food and
phone bills here are crazy.
gas, Jesus. Yeah, and phone bills are another fucking whole other ballpark too. Easily $80. Easily.
And I mean, you. One second.
Protecting your yard.
Yeah, she's letting our neighbors know what is up.
Yeah.
'Cause
Nerd.
we just moved from BC to Alberta not too long ago, and the difference in utilities is crazy here.
Yeah.
That was something I wasn't expecting. I was like, let's go to Alberta, the land of the free. And we get here and they're just like, listen, we got a utility fee, we got an admin fee, we got a transaction fee, we got a processing fee.
We got a fee for that.
Yeah, we got a fee for anything you can think of. And then you're like, wait, is this transaction fee the same as a processing fee? And they're like, no, they're different fees.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck is going on,
Paying for
Alberta?
it. Dead weight. What is happening here?
Imagine
Too
this.
many middlemen.
It's true.
Oi!
Tika.
Quit being a nerd. She's like, did you see me, Uncle Vaughn? I did so good just now.
I am protecting this yard. Tika, come here. Let's see if you can get her to lay down next to you.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I said see.
She's a puppy. Tika! Hey! Come here! Come here! Come on! No, it's fine. Come here. Have a lay down.
It's a good girl.
Yeah. She's like, you want me to come see you? I can come crawl up on you.
Hi, Tika. It's a good girl. It's a good. Yeah, that's my ear. That's inside of me.
Wet willies.
Yeah.
Yeah, try taking one of those when
You
you're
teaching
driving.
her that?
No, she just knows when I'm vulnerable. Like when I'm driving.
The craziest part about like the whole politics and like carbon tax thing to me is how absolutely done everyone already is before it started.
Yeah, has it? I don't feel like it's been a little while now. I don't know if you could say it just started. If you're Trudeau, he's just getting started.
He's not winning the next election. Have you seen the polls?
I'd fucking hope he's not winning, or I have less faith in this country than I thought I did.
It's crazy. Every single time I see the new poll update, I'm like, how are the Conservatives still gaining? Like, they already have such a hold that it seems almost impossible that they're getting more seats. And I don't, you know what? I'd have to look at the history because I'm not that old. I've only been a part of a few elections.
That's true.
I would like to see the last time that there was this unanimous of a go fuck yourself when it came to our.
Yeah, I feel like if you're that far ahead, you might as well just have it. Like at this rate.
Well, I want, like, I know everyone else does too, is majority. Because if the Conservatives have the majority, then oh my God. You know what I heard? There is an NDP leader out in Ontario, and she actually got ejected out because she was just like, you know, it'd be nice if there was a ceasefire in
Palestine.
Yeah.
Or the whole Israeli
And then-
conflict. Yeah.
they were like, we don't like you, and they kicked her out of their party.
Like, what is happening in that?
Which makes no
fucking
sense
house?
because I would say every single person has been like, ceasefire.
So
and
we're kicking out people that are in that fucking House of Commons that are condemning war, but we're inviting in a fucking old Nazi to
Yeah.
give him standing ovation.
yeah,
Like, fuck.
it doesn't make much sense.
Yeah. Like, if you were to watch that, like when it was live or whatever, and they were just like, yeah, praise this guy who fought the Russians in World War II. Like, you don't stop and think for a second, like, hold on.
Hold on.
That's not the history I know. The fuck?
Wait, who are we supporting right now?
I was like,
And then they're like, we're so sorry we didn't like vet. It's like, you're the government.
yeah, that's literally your job. You're just inviting whoever the fuck looks good to
You
give a
get-
standing ovation to.
You get paid
Oh my
arguably
God.
too well.
I just hate how quick a lot of those people are to pat themselves on the back before they even fucking realize what they're supporting. We're doing a good job.
Now, I'm less into politics than you are. Oh my God.
Here comes a ball of
Becky.
fire. Ah!
So it's going to be fire season soon.
Yeah.
So we're trying to do all of our burning now because we whip on. It's not his fault.
Come on, cameraman.
Ain't no cameraman.
He's a fireman.
He's a fireman.
He's actually a create fireman. No. Bad jokes. Don't come after him. I love him so much.
Caveman?
What were we talking about?
Politics, for sure.
For sure, politics.
I was going off about
yeah, I don't
standing ovation.
I don't know as much about politics as you do. You're more into it than
I wouldn't even say that I'm that into it anymore.
Yeah, but I'm less into it.
Kind of just gave up all hope when COVID started.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I wouldn't say it's not like I gave up hope right away. When I gave up hope was when they mandated it, and I was just like, nope, this is some fucked up shit for sure.
I guess, because you never got vaccinated.
No, thank you, no.
Yeah.
I almost did. I was actually almost about to go do it. It was within that week where I went to work in the morning on a Monday. I shouldn't say everyone, but there was I worked for an oil and gas company, so a lot of the guys had to go get their fucking vaccinations. But since I worked in the office, I didn't go anywhere that mandated it, and the company that I worked for didn't do it, so I was like, cool. But yeah, so like within that week, I was just like, you know what? Like, Shauna's all up into it, like my little sister, and she's got the brain on her. So I was like, maybe there's some tea to the taw, you know? But nope, then they mandated it, and I was like, fuck you. Anything that's good for me shouldn't be shoved into my body without my fucking consent. Like, oh, the fact that you would even take away someone's right to their own autonomy is fucked up.
Yeah. Yep.
That's like forcing people to get a fucking tattoo on them, like a goddamn prisoner.
Which makes no sense. I mean, there was a conversation not too long ago about, so like at public schools, you have to be vaccinated against certain viruses, if you can be. So like, you know, chickenpox and things like that.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm not against vaccines by any means. I'm all for science. Lay it on me. But again, you shouldn't have to fucking shove it into someone. Like, there should be a, you know, a cute little plan laid out. Like, this is, and they did that, I guess, too. But I don't know, there was just so much shit. They went back and forth on the fucking mask mandate for a hot minute, saying it fucking helped, and then it didn't help, and then it helped. And then saying that after you got vaccinated, you couldn't pass it around was fucking horse shit to the fucking obvious degree.
Did they
that is
say that?
biology. Yes.
Huh.
Yeah. Do you not remember that? That's
No.
the whole reason why that fucking unvaccinated people couldn't go into restaurants and stuff, is because they're the ones that were passing it around.
Yeah, I
And
thought
that
it was just,
anyone that was vaccinated couldn't pass it around. Obviously, your immune system is more attuned to being able to beat it off when it shows up, as if an unvaccinated person was. For sure. And I'm not saying that people that didn't fucking, then when they had health complications, not get it. Obviously, you should, because it does kick your ass as far as what a badass cold goes. And badass colds kill grandmas.
and we love our
And
grandmas.
we fucking love our grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the other reason why I almost went and got it, was because I was like, I want to go visit grandma. And she was all about it. And I was like, well, better go get it.
But go get it if I'm going to say hi.
I'm going to go say hi to grandma.
Yeah, I don't know. I know I need to get more involved in politics because I feel like I'm at the age where it's socially unacceptable to not care.
To not know.
Yeah, like to not know. Like when they're like, hey, what different levels of parliament do we have? And I'm like, oh, one, right? Two, three? Three. How about four? I have no idea the different levels. I know we have like municipal, we have provincial and federal. But like beyond that, like is there three? Is
Well, I
there,
wouldn't say I'm that good with all that stuff either, my own self.
like, I don't.
I just know that I have a fucking opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean most people do. It's odd when you meet someone who's like, I don't really care.
I used to be that person.
Yeah.
Honestly, didn't give a shit. Couldn't have cared less. But then I hated Trudeau so much in my fucking early 20s that I was just like, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
And then that's when I found Pierre like fucking years ago. I actually sent him a little Instagram message being like, can you just go ahead and run for PM? And to which I assume it wasn't him. It was probably somebody who manages his fucking media profile accounts being like, can't do that right now. Things aren't lined up the way they should be, or some whatever the fuck was mentioned, but
You actually messaged him on Instagram?
I did.
That's fun.
Yeah, I was just like, yeah, you know, you have a couple, you read a lot about politics, and you fucking really like what a guy says.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little like, some liquid courage can fucking.
You're like, please.
I was like, I like what you have to say.
I like what
Be
you
the
represent.
leader of this fucking country.
Please help us.
Literally, that's pretty. SOS fucking white flag, come help!
You're like, it's a little premature, but upside down Canadian flag. Help me.
Help me! This place is turning into a fuck show.
It's weird when I think about, like, I always try to, like, you know when you want to complain about something, you're just like, I'll only complain about the thing if I'm doing something to prevent it from happening. It's just like, I don't know, like, and I think this is where a lot of Canadians feel absolutely helpless / confused / where do you even start? Like, the only, like, there was the protest that's going on right now where they all kind of just drove and they're just like, we're not going to leave.
Oh, the axe the tax.
Axe the tax
Yeah.
protest, where it's like, we're not leaving here until you axe the tax. And I actually don't know where that protest is, if they have had communication with anyone
I do
who's
believe
running
there's been, they were like, it was like across the country in different spots. I know Alberta's all for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know who's running it, like if they've taken notice, because like that's the thing about protests is typically there's a few people in charge of it so that they can be like, here are our demands.
Yeah, that would be nice. Well, that's kind of what the trucker convoy was, right?
Yeah.
Like, they did have their fucking list of demands. It's the most fucking peaceful protest the world has ever fucking seen.
No.
Largest, most peaceful protest.
No, it wasn't peaceful.
You're right. It was the cops that fucking
Yeah,
stampled
they
poor little
came
woman.
in and they were like, hey, this isn't
It was
peaceful.
peaceful until the police fucking decided
was-
to run over little old women.
It was
They're
so,
fucking horrors.
it was so not
So
peaceful
fucked up.
that they brought in the cavalry. Just kidding. They didn't bring in the
Well,
military.
they
That'd be
literally
crazy.
did bring in the cavalry.
They did with the horses.
Yeah. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, isn't it?
Well, and Trudeau actually, like in this last week, said that like it's a fundamental like right in our democracy for you to be able to protest peacefully.
Yeah.
He said those words out loud during a conference, or wherever he was, and it was like, how can you say that?
He's like the most dictator leader in a
It's-
fucking free country that you could ever possibly
So-
fucking see.
Well, what is it? Hypocritical, fucking wrong, straight
Hypocritical's
lies.
a good word for it. Yeah, he's a big
Like-
fat hypocrite.
It's a fundamental right that I'm going to actually not let you have.
Yeah, it's fucked up. He says one thing and then does another, but isn't that a politician?
Well, it shouldn't be.
No, I feel like to him on that degree, he takes that to a whole other fucking level.
Yeah, literally.
Like the fact that every fucking blow-joe in this country feels the effects of it for just costing so fucking much.
The thing that makes me sad, mad, angry, filled with rage, I had my dad call me not too long ago, and he was so deeply sad. He was like, I don't even know what's going to happen in the future. I don't know if it's like what your future holds. And what has done, like what the Liberal government has done, what Trudeau has done, is going to ripple through for the next decade to 2 decades, and
Well, yeah,
it's going to
we're
take
in
forever
debt.
to fix. And he was sad, and I don't like, my dad doesn't normally call me like sad.
Like politics really fucking upset me with how the world's, well, not the world, but yeah, the world,
Yeah,
but this country specifically.
yeah, and that's never happened in my life before, where my dad was just like, I don't know, kid.
Yeah, good luck.
I mean, I guess try really hard. I guess, get 4 jobs. And
I think before that would ever happen, I would just truly give up and go live the fuck off grid the best way I would know how.
that would be fun.
It would be fun. You know how like people always joke about how you'd buy a plot of land with you and your friends and close family?
That is not a joke anymore.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't be a joke.
It should never have been a joke.
No.
Seriously, do that.
Yeah,
Why aren't we doing that?
we should do that. Get your friend with the best credit score. Go buy a chunk of land and you can all build a cabin
And I
for
mean,
your own selves
some
together.
people are like, well, what if... That is garbage, just so you
Okay,
know. That's actually a recyclable.
get it, Vaughn, get it.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
she'll just like shred it to pieces and it'll be
It-
all in your yard.
It's totally fine. It is recyclable.
I thought it was a can for a second. She's really into fucking up cans.
No, that was
idea
in
what
my I was trying to do a compost.
Yeah.
So that was in my ground compost, but then I found out that the person who was doing the ground compost lives in a completely different climate than me, and that it wasn't going to work. So now I just got a pile of compost in the back that's probably just rotting. Don't mind me. Didn't do my research properly. And then I did my research, and I was just like, you got to do this at a very specific time of year in Grand Prairie because we aren't warm enough for long enough for this to work.
No.
So that was sad.
Yeah,
I did
welcome
my
to the
best.
north.
Yeah.
We need root cellars, and we need to learn to
We do.
preserve the Lord living shit out of things,
Yup.
because that's the way we headed.
Vaughn, could I have a beer, please?
Me too. Hey.
2 beer.
But no, it is kind of sad the way that it's all going, because, I don't know, that's kind of what stunted, I feel like, a lot of people our age from wanting to have kids, was the fact that you couldn't even afford them.
Isn't it wild that our generation, us millennials, don't want to have kids because we know we cannot afford them, and
Yeah.
we don't want to bring them into the world knowing what the fuck they're coming into.
Well, yeah, because you don't feel like you can provide any kind of actual quality of life to this kid. Or maybe it's just to that same degree that you grew up on.
Yeah.
Oh, don't do that. She's going to eat the fuck
Oh,
out of that
she'll eat
can.
it?
Oh, literally.
Okay,
She'll
let me
tear
put
it
it
to
here.
shreds.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yay!
Thank you.
Oh, that's nice.
It's for you. SMNR. Wait. SMR?
What? Don't do abbreviations to me like that.
ASMR.
Though still don't know what you're talking about.
It's sound.
Oh,
It's like the people who really like the nice sound stuff.
that's what they are called?
ASMR.
Good to know.
Yeah. But because we're dyslexic, I have to always ask because I'm going to say something stupid and it's not going to be right. Because abbreviations.
Will suck the life out of you.
Well, I am nervous mostly. Like, what are you for the future, I suppose? Like, what are your feelings?
My feelings?
The future.
We're fucking a little bit dicked, for sure. Learn to grow vegetables. That'd be my advice.
And do your proper research about your proper climate.
Yeah, that's a big one. Yeah, know what you're working with. You don't live in the tropics, don't act like it.
Yep, that was my bad.
Now you know.
I'm gonna learn.
The hard way.
I'm actually gonna plant a bunch of potatoes.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yep, bunch
Yeah.
of potatoes, because I love them.
Yeah.
I don't know where.
It's in the ground somewhere. Fuck.
Just somewhere in the ground, I suppose.
But back to politics, perhaps.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I could enjoy a conversation about just living in the middle of nowhere, growing my own stuff.
Maybe that's our next podcast.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yeah, I think that'd be nice.
But what to do about politics, eh?
Yeah, well,
Make sure you
future.
fucking vote blue
Vote blue.
and quit voting for red. 'Cause that's fucking voting for your feelings.
And this is more of a personal question. Has the idea of like not being able to afford anything affected anything in your life recently? Whether it was a decision to have kids or go on holiday or do you have savings for when you retire?
I've been contributing to that for most of my working days. Most of them. Sometimes I dipped into it for a holiday or whatever, or just had a rough time. Was that during COVID or before COVID? I can't remember, but I remember taking 2 weeks off because I was just a mental fucking little case where I just needed some time to figure it the fuck out. And that set me back a little bit. But,
For retirement?
yeah, just contributing to stuff like that and being able to stay on top of the bills and stuff. So, no, I can't even imagine digging myself a fucking debt hole. I've crawled out of it besides the house now. But actually, if you were to include the house, I'm probably in net worth now.
Hey!
Hey!
Rock on.
Yeah.
So there hasn't been too much affecting your decisions lately?
No, I wouldn't say me personally. No. I feel like I was born in the right place and had my father's fucking hand guide me in a good direction for as far as work went, and just had a good relationship with knowing that I need to work and just not being a boob about it.
Like, oh, this isn't what I need to love to do. This is
But
what
this is what
I
I
need to do.
need to do.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with it because it has gotten me here and now. Being able to work from home and make somewhat decent money. Like, I wouldn't be able to fucking afford the house without Brandon or whatever, for sure. Wouldn't be able to afford a lot of things
Hey
without
man,
Brandon
dual
right now.
income, no kids.
Yeah, we're dinks.
Welcome to the club.
Hey! It's not a bad club.
It's taken a while for me to find some friends.
I'm excited for the next part of the other club, though. But, I don't know, man. As far as
Dual
politics
income,
goes,
one kid,
yeah. No.
one income, one kid,
Yeah. Two,
two parents,
3, maybe 4.
kids,
Yeah.
maybe 4.
Maybe 4.
Wow,
Yeah.
that sounds
Maybe
nice.
switch it up a little bit. Maybe you have triplets or something.
Okay, go for 5.
Yeah.
Once you
No.
pass 3, in my opinion, what even,
Yeah. What are numbers?
right? Who cares? I guess whatever you can fit in a minivan is what you should have. No more than that, though.
Yeah, then you're gonna have to get a short bus.
Yeah, and that'd be fun, though.
That would be fun.
My goodness, I could
But you
see
couldn't afford that in this economy.
not in this economy.
Nope. That's been my favorite phrase for the past, year.
Oh, in this economy? I don't think so.
Yeah, someone's like, let's get another drink in this economy.
Can't afford a
Can't
drink,
afford it.
but we can buy a case and go back to our house. You know, as silver linings like go, that has been like really nice where some people have learned to not have the luxury of like, going out and doing whatever they want. They've had to rely a little bit more on friends and family and hang out and have a beer and connect on a personal, I mean, like at least up here in the north.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful to me. The smell of fire, the outdoors, the sun on our skin.
The spring air.
Oh man, I'm so happy it's spring. I'm not excited. Apparently they're projecting one of the worst fire seasons of our lives.
Yeah, it's gonna be like that for the rest of our lives.
And last year was really bad, which is kind of funny because it kind of ties into the whole carbon tax thing, where it's just like global warming and all these different things that we should all be doing. But it's just like, and I know that it's
none
rude.
of those things that they put in place are actually fucking doing anything about it.
And I know it's not nice, but it's just like Canada is mostly trees, has very small population, and when you look at the world on who needs to do better, I'm not saying we shouldn't all be taking steps for sure, but there are some other countries that should be taking some bigger steps.
Pretty sure our emissions, when you include like the fact that we have all these fucking trees, is actually negative.
And yet everyone's still like, you have a personal like carbon footprint that you need
negative carbon footprint
responsible
in realistic
for.
terms.
It's like, yo, it got to -40. I need to heat my house.
Yeah.
Like these aren't like over extravagant.
But isn't that the crazy? Did you hear, was it during COVID? I'm gonna fuck up which country it was for sure. I don't think it was Scotland. But one of those European countries, they actually, you were fined if you had your thermostat over, I think it was 19 or 20. I think it was 19. If your thermostat was over 19, you got fined.
Shit,
Yeah.
that's rough.
Yeah.
I'm cold. I run cold.
And that was in the middle of winter too.
Really?
Yep.
I don't love that.
No.
I keep my house at a nice 21.5.
21.5.
That's where I like to live, and I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
Okay. I'm at 21, so I'll take that, I guess.
Yeah. Well, 0.5 off from what you do, and you're like, really?
Actually, my house heats
Big
up in the
money
afternoon
over
'cause I get the
here.
sun all the time and my beaming in my house.
You know, what I like to do, but my husband is like, no. I would actually like right now it's spring, like, and we're still going to the negatives at night, stuff like that. Like in a week or two, my ideal life would just shut the heat off completely, freeze the house, and he's
Fuck
just
the
like,
pipes.
yeah, he's just like, no. And I'm like, but the summertime we don't have AC here, but it's been getting increasingly hotter here in the north, and we don't have AC. And he's just like, I don't fucking care. Sweat. Like, we're not shutting the heat off. And that was a fun thing to find out in my marriage that I'm weird about. I'm just like, I'd like to shut it off and let's just blank it up. Like, as long as it's not going to -1, I think the heat should be off.
You just like, he's not cuddling with you at night, so you're just like, fucking freeze, bitch.
Freeze or cuddle me.
I actually do that to Brandon. I'll rip off one of the blankets so he has to cuddle me because I'm like a furnace, I guess, when we're going to sleep.
I'm not.
And he does not like that. And he's just like, if we start sticking together, he fucking hates that.
See, and I'm a pajama girl. I love me some pajamas.
No, you gotta let everything hang loose. You gotta restore things to their natural
I'm
order.
gonna disrespectfully disagree.
I'm gonna disrespectfully disagree with you. What? Like, for your whole life you've worn pajamas to bed?
I absolutely, and it's a serious point of contention in my
I
marriage.
feel like everyone should know it's not healthy for you to wear pajamas to bed. Yeah.
They're loose.
It fucks with your circulation.
It does not.
It most certainly does.
It certainly doesn't.
Yep. Fucks
No.
with your fascia.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
I disagree.
Just respectfully fuck you.
I'm not gonna look into it, and I'm never gonna fact check you. But I'm just gonna go ahead and say fuck no.
If I ever fucking see something that touches on that, I'm sending it to you.
Rip my own eyes out.
I might fucking title it with something else so you don't even know what you're about to
not
watch.
gonna listen to it.
Yep, you are. You're not even gonna know you're about to listen
I
to
will
it when you're
never
listening to
give up pajamas, and I will never believe that they're bad for me. These are facts I know about myself.
You gotta be
can have-
birthday suit every once in a while.
You can know that for free.
You should.
In this economy, you can know that for free.
All right, fuck you then. I'll show you some shit. You'll just be like, nope.
Nope. The whole time I'll be watching, I'll be like, nope.
Well, on touching back on the old politickies, what would you do, or has it affected you so much? I guess I just don't buy good groceries as much as I would like to. Like
I buy
produce.
decent groceries, you know, but for me, it was where we live. We moved provinces because of this fucking government. And for a lot of different reasons, because BC was getting out of control.
Yeah, considering that your vote in northern BC doesn't count for shit when you have
Nothing.
the masses down south just making stupid ass decisions, it
And
seems.
the weight of your vote means
It means
it's
nothing.
lighter, and it's just so infuriating because
You're not being represented.
at all it
And
doesn't.
it's annoying to me because it feels like people, when they were picking the fucking liberals, that was just like, you're literally picking something that is not going to represent you. It's just going to suck more fucking money out of your pocket. Like the last time when he called that snap election, I was just like, yep,
That was
here we
rude.
go.
That was rude.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's affected me in a lot of different ways. But the biggest one is I have genuinely daydreamed, which is wild to me. Daydream about not living in Canada. And I know I can, you know, we can sit here with some silver spoons. We have it pretty good.
Oh, I know I have it good. Abso-fucking-lutely.
I know for a fact that we are middle class. Apparently middle class is if your household makes like more than $120,000, which is crazy. To know that that's the cap, like 120,000 a year.
That's the cap? Like
That's
the top?
That's the low end of middle class nowadays because of inflation
Yeah.
and everything like
I was
that.
going to say, if that's the cap for top of it, like...
Fuck no.
No.
It's 120K, and you are just reaching into middle class. And so I know that we do pretty well for ourselves. Again, we have dual income. We have no kids. We live in the north. We have decent jobs. But it's like I don't even want to have. We haven't even had we don't go on holidays because we can't afford it because we're trying to save for retirement. We
The golden ticket.
yeah, we don't do a lot of stuff. Like we go camping, we do stuff local. We're not crazy. And this is where it gets super fun. We have to drive. We can't afford to fly anywhere because the flights are too expensive here in the north. So we drive everywhere, and so increasing our gas prices makes it extremely difficult. Like incentivizing us to just stay home and do absolutely nothing, which is just incredibly rude because we already can't afford to do anything.
Yeah.
We can't afford to leave the country to go on, like my husband and I, we're getting up to our 10-year wedding anniversary pretty quick here. And we're like, well, I guess we'll just do nothing.
What?
Because if you think about it, like we don't like spending money we don't have. So we don't like being like, oh, we'll just put it on the cards. We don't like that. We don't like having credit card debt, line of credits, things like that. We have the house debt, the vehicle debts, you know, stuff like that. And we try to keep it minimal. And putting away for retirement for the both of us, as well as like planning for anything, eating food, and then
The
just
emergency fund.
general life stuff. Emergency fund doesn't exist. Never had that. So it's just like those types of things. That's how it's affected me. Is like I'm just literally all I want to do is my husband's never been outside of Canada, and that would be lovely to do with him before we die.
Just once. Just this one
One
chance.
time, it'd be so cool, and we're pretty fiscally responsible. It's not like we're just blowing our money here and there.
I
Especially
feel like
since
you just need to go stay in some hostels.
no one for sure.
Heard Hawaii's got nice ones.
But you know how some people are bougie?
Yep, that'd be me.
Yeah, my husband's a little bougie.
I like
and
the dash best of both
I
worlds.
don't think that we'd be sharing accommodations with anyone.
Brendan would never do that either.
That's not a color I see
like-
my husband wearing.
He'd be like, shared showers, shared shitter. He'd be like, no. To me, I'm just like, you know, it's a place to sleep and a place to take a dump. Perfect.
too.
That's all you need.
That's all I need.
That's all I need. That's all I need it for.
I need a morning poop
Yeah.
and I need a good sleep.
That's it. And the rest is just adventure.
And I mean, as we go through it, and I know it's just like, oh, silver spoon. But like, you don't want to spend that much on a holiday and it not be what you want it to be.
No, and even camping's getting up there just because, like you said, the gas, the price of fucking groceries. By the time you fill your cooler, God forbid you drink alcohol and smoke cigarettes, because there goes another couple $100.
1,000 now.
Yeah, and that's just for the fucking weekend. That's not even for a week.
Yeah. So with that, I mean, there's a billion things we could talk about. We could honestly not stop. We could probably just talk and
And talk
talk about politics.
But
And what we
instead, we
don't
can just
know.
be like, come on, Pierre.
come
Everyone
on, Pierre.
vote for that guy.
We were very excited for blue.
All for the blue.
I'm gonna ask you to end this podcast out. What's your favorite camping meal?
Ooh. I love bacon and eggs and pancakes.
On a campfire.
Fuck yeah.
So you make pancakes on a
Well,
campfire?
yeah, you bring your little cast iron pan and you do your bacon first or your sausage or whatever. And then you'll probably have to have a second one off to the side. Like if it's, are you talking on an actual campfire,
Yeah.
not a Coleman stove?
No. Well, I guess, yeah, Coleman, so fuck it. Who cares?
Yeah.
You're camping.
Well, you can do them on both on the fire. One of them tastes better for sure.
My head just immediately went to fire, and I was just like, I'd burn them.
I'd burn it.
And they'd be raw in the center.
I've definitely made eggs
would-
on a campfire, and it is not something to take
It'd
fucking
be
lightly.
a Chris special.
It's raw and overcooked.
You're welcome. Don't you fucking say I never did anything for you.
Yeah. Don't ask me to make breakfast again.
Yeah.
You didn't say that, but
So sorry, what was it? It was bacon, eggs, and
like for I don't know, I'm thinking breakfast. You know, you wake up in the morning. It's a beautiful dewy morning. You gotta crawl out of your tent because the sun heated it up so fucking bad. And then you look at the clock. You're like, fuck me, it's only 7 or 8. Because you live in a northern climate and the sun comes out at fucking 2 or 3 in the morning in summertime. So I don't know. I always imagine the perfect morning camping day would be to wake up, have your little cup of joe, whether that's your Insta coffee or you've got a percolator. You go do a quick dip in the lake. Or maybe you put your bacon on, then do a quick dip in the lake.
bacon on.
Yeah, because
then
then
lake.
food comes faster.
Yeah.
And bacon takes a little bit.
Food is life.
Yeah. I don't know. That's probably my favorite. I don't know. Just good memories from that. It was always bacon and eggs. Pancakes was a new one though, because I always did toast. Always brought bread and then pancake. Brandon was like pancakes for our first like camping excursion, little canoe trip. And I was like, this bougie motherfucker wants me to make pancakes in the buttfuck nowhere. But I was like, fuck it, we're already doing bacon and eggs. Might as well throw pancakes in there. And it's now my new favorite thing because it's so fucking easy.
I love that.
You know, dried goods. It's not fucking heavy. You can just grab the water from the lake.
Nice.
Perfect. What about you? What's your favorite camping meal?
You know, I'd go with dinner. And
that's fair.
my favorite is like when you have a specialty day. So, and this would be a specialty one. You have had your steaks marinating.
Ooh, all day?
All
after
day.
You make them after you make that good old breakfast?
Fuck yeah. And so they're marinating, and you cube up some potatoes,
Ooh.
and then you have yourself some vegetables.
Vegetables. I always do the bag salads.
So
So easy.
baked salad's so easy, love that. But for my perfect meal, it's definitely carrots and broccoli
Ooh.
sautéed over the fire. The smokiness, it's just so unbelievable.
Well, and that's why I said breakfast. Because the eggs and the smoke. Sausage and bacon, a little smoky.
A little smoke.
little bit of ash in there.
And I'm a big fan of steak. I'm a huge fan. So
I'm a carnivore.
pretty much a carnivore. So you put your potatoes on, you put some tin foil over your cast iron, you throw that in there, and you got to jostle that every now and then to make sure she's not burning. And potatoes go on first, obviously.
Obviously.
And then as soon as your potatoes are done, I find it convenient to just chop up some carrots, put them straight in with potatoes, some broccoli, and these vegetables I find hold their form, so
You
they're
know
not gonna
what?
mush.
I fucking hate cooked carrots, but I would try those.
Yeah, because you put them right in with the seasoning of the potatoes,
Yeah.
everything like that, and then last but not least, you put on the steak, you cook that to perfection, add your butter, all the things, and then boom, meal. And that's
Supper
one of
is
my favorite-
made.
Yeah, supper done.
Oh, there she goes.
But we'll talk to you guys next week, and next week we might, I don't know,
I don't know.
We'll
If it's nice out, let's do it again.
we'll do it again.
Okay.
Hey. That's gotta be lunch.